All right, all you cool cats and kittens, this is your friend Mr. Guzman. It's Mr. Guzman's Art Studio. We are on week 7, and I don't even believe it. We made it to the end of the school year. Can you believe it? We said goodbye on Friday the 13th, March the 13th, a couple months ago. And we didn't know that was going to be the last time we were going to see each other for a while. But, I mean, stuff happens. This COVID-19 grabbed all of us. So, it's time for our final drawing of the school year. Let's just jump in. It's the last drawing of the year is always the Egyptian pharaoh, and this year is no different. You are going to get it one way or another. In this case, off of YouTube. So we're going to get started. His head is going to go right here. Now, King Tut, or his actual name was King Tutankhamun, was the pharaoh, which is the Egyptian word for king. All the way back in 1325 BC. Okay, that means before Christ. That's a very long time ago. And we didn't find this sarcophagus, which is the gold covering, essentially, of the tomb of King Tut, until the year 1922. That's roughly 3,000 years that this gold shell of a tomb was just sitting there waiting for us to find it. 3,000 years. So we're going to go ahead right here and we're going to get started. So I'm going to start right up here. So grab a crayon, grab a piece of paper. I assume that you know that part already. French fry dipped in ketchup, whatever you're going to draw with. And we're going to start up here at the top with the shape that goes across like this. Okay. Now, if Mr. Guzman draws too fast, you make sure you can yell out at me. I really can't hear you. But you can pause the video and come on back. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring this down, 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 down. There's the chin, and I'll bring it right back up. Okay? That is the top of his headpiece and his face, all at once. I'm going to grab this right about there and bring that across. All right? We're going to do a piece here that's going to look a little bit like his neck. His neck is in there, but this isn't really his neck. I'll show you what it is in just a second. I'm going to go across here to about right there, and I'm going to make a dot. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do a dot just like it over on the other side. I'm going to do my best to make sure that those are pretty well matched up. I didn't go out far enough. I'm going to bring that out a little bit further. Now I can see I'm pretty much perfect, okay? I'm going to grab up here, and I'm going to go, boom, right to that line. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here on the other side and go, boom, down to that line, okay? Again, if I go too fast, you stop the tape. There's no tape. You stop the video, pause it, and you can watch it back again. Now, this line is probably the hardest of the whole drawing of King Tut's face. We need to start here, and we need to come in, but then we start to curve down, and then we bring it back to that line that looked like a neck that isn't a neck. So I'm going to bring it in, and then I bring it down, and then I bring it over. Okay? I'm going to do the exact same thing in reverse over on this side. I start to come in, I bring it down, and then I curve it on over just like that. All right? And that's that. We need to give him... Mr. Guzman's got a bit of a goatee right here, okay? But King Tut had a super goatee. His goatee was impressive. And when Mr. Guzman tries to draw his goatee long like this, Mrs. Guzman doesn't like it. She doesn't want me to grow it quite that long, but King Tut, he had it going on. He had a seriously long goatee right there. All right? We're going to go ahead now and get the shape of the eyes. All right? Those are his ojos, his cabeza. And now for his face, these are his ojos, his eyes, all right? We'll get the irises to the eyes. Nice and big. I never used to draw the irises this big, but you guys are so big on this Japanimation called manga, where all the characters have giant, giant eyes, and you all changed me. Now I draw my King Tut with these big, round eyes, these big, round irises. There's his nariz, his nose. We just make it a little V like that. And then we're going to go ahead here for his smile. I'll bring this right across like this. There's his smile. Here is his top lip and his bottom lip. All right. We need to give him his Well, so that's his boca, that's his mouth. We'll go ahead and give him his orejas. Orejas are his, I think I heard you say, ears, right there. Okay. Back in ancient Egypt, men and women both wore jewelry, not just the women. So men wore earrings as well. So we'll go ahead and put some earrings on there. And then it's time for these awesome stripes. We're going to start right here on this portion of the head of this headpiece that he wears. The lines come what are called vertical. And you know, because we did so many drawings where we had to talk about vertical versus horizontal, that these lines are the vertical lines. They're the ones that go up and down, okay? Now for the horizontal lines, the lines that go across this way, all right? I'm gonna do one here, and then I'm gonna bring it across and do the same thing on the other side, all right? Whatever I do over here, I'm gonna do the same thing over there. Boom, 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 and boom. And I'm gonna keep going like that. Every time I do one on the left, I'll do one just like it on the right. And this is one of those drawings where you're probably going to want to pause the video and rewind, because I'm kind of flying on this one, kind of going pretty fast, but we've got a lot to cover, so that's okay. All right. So we have vertical lines on the top of the headset, and on the right and left we have horizontal lines. Vertical lines up here, horizontal here. All right. On the goatee, the little beard here, we need to also show some lines going on right there. All right. Now, let's wheel on over to Mr. Guzman's art table. And it's time to do our favorite part, which is dump out our crayons. I know you love dumping out your crayons, and I dumped them all over my floor last week with the UFO drawing. But here is our Pharaoh. That is King Tut, all right? So we need to do something called a pattern. I want you to grab two colors that you really like. If you want to be authentic with the colors that you're choosing, you should probably grab a yellow and a brown. Because on King Tut's tomb, the colors that they found most were gold and brown. Gold is going to be this yellow, and then the brown was a stain that they used on it. I'm going to put the brown right there for now. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start on the headdress, okay? So let me move this here, and we're going to very simply get started doing a pattern. I'm going to do this one yellow, and then skip one, and then yellow, and then skip one, and then yellow again. All right? I go back and I get my brown, and now I need to fill in the brown sections. All right, so now it's yellow, brown, yellow, brown, yellow. That's what we want. We're going to do the same thing down the sides right here. We're also going to get the face good and yellow, because the face was solid gold. They found this gold sarcophagus, they call it. It's the covering that went over the tomb of the king. Remember, Pharaoh just means king. It stayed buried in that pyramid for 3,000 years before we came along and found it, okay? So we're going to do a pattern just like this, yellow, brown, on the sides here as well. So go ahead and, I like to start with the brown up on top. And then I can go ahead and move on, do the same thing on the other side, and I can get to something that looks like this, okay? One thing I did forget to do on here is to do these little parts on the goatee. So for kindergarten, first and second, that is probably a decent spot to stop. Go ahead and color that up, and that's absolutely fine. Now, if you're in grades 3, 4, or 5, we're going to go back over to the drawing table. Because there are things I want to add to this picture, okay? There are things I want to add to this because there's more to it for my older students, my 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we want to get some shoulders going on him, and there's more to do on these eyes. So here we go. Here are the shoulders. So if you're an older student, or if you're a younger student that just wants to really challenge themselves and push themselves to do more and more each week, you've got my blessing. Here's the 2 shoulders, and we're going to bring that right across, right over to there. Okay? Here, right about the bottom of the goatee, is where we're going to go ahead and end the neck. Okay? I like to go about right here with an amulet that I like to make my King Tut wearing. Am I absolutely sure the real King Tut was wearing a necklace like this? No, I'm not. But we're taking what's called artistic license with this. And that is okay. All right. So now we're going to do some alternating decorative grooves that go down the sides of the shoulders. They're curved at the beginning, and then they start to straighten out. They start to flatten out down in the middle of the chest. And we need to pick those lines up as well. And then they start to get curved again. Right there. All right. So now we've got that. And there's a lot of detail going on right there. Okay. We can do more and more on that neck with grooves that are just like that. We want to do more with this nose. So I want to bring this nose down to a point and down to a point, just like that. All right? And then the sides of that nose, the sides of the noddies, I like to bring those up and in, like that. I like to give some indication of some cheeks. That was a mistake, because that went right along the edge. There we are. I like to go ahead right here. And right here. And just like men and women both wore jewelry back then, men and women would often both wear makeup back then. Now, women wore lots of makeup. Men wore little bits. They wore little bits in the corners of their eyes, okay? Just on the far outsides. Also, we'll go ahead and put some indication of some eyebrows. And there we are. Okay. One thing I'd like to add, well, we'll discuss that addition over here. So we're going to go over to the drawing table again. This will be our last time doing that. And you'll see I've added lots of things to this. So here's the eyes. We got the cheeks. We got the ears with the earrings on. We definitely got the whole body. We got the amulet. Not the whole body, just the shoulders. And up here, you're going to notice, wrapped around the top of the forehead, right at the bottom of the headdress, looks like a snake. Well, it is a snake. It's actually a cobra snake. And a cobra snake is a type of snake that can flatten its head out when it is being threatened. There are a lot of folks out there that think that the headdress of the pharaoh was based on the design of how a cobra's head, they call it the hood, how it flattens out to help defend itself. So they say that they loved the cobra so much that they actually made their headdress look like they're kind of a cobra. Okay, so we can get this colored up the exact same way that we did before. And this is the word pharaoh, in case you were wondering. There's an odd letter A in here, but this is not an English word. So pharaoh is P-H-A-R-A-O-H. And again, that's just Egyptian for king. And then we went ahead and we got this puppy colored up. So we got lots done here. So you can see pretty clearly, here is our cobra. And we made that out of gold. So we made that colored up with the yellow and little bits of orange. That is what a cobra looks like. It's flattened out. Its head flattens out. And that's to scare off predators, animals that might try to hurt the cobra. So he's got these spots on the sides that kind of look like eyes. So it looks like his head is growing, and it really freaks out other animals, so they will leave the cobra alone. The cobra's got a lot of venom of its own if it does need to fight. We went ahead and we did yellow, brown, yellow, brown, yellow, brown, all the way around. We did his eyes. I didn't do anything on the mouth. Maybe you decide you want to color in those lips. You can choose a color you enjoy. Colored in the eyes purple. I did a purple and an orange pattern on the grooves of the body here. I made the amulet around his neck red. We did the goatee. I colored the goatee in all the way. And we did purple, red, purple orange rather, on the stripes on his neck. So we've done quite a bit in just a little bit of time. Again, you can pause this video and go back if you're interested and do this up any way that you would like to. And that is the Lucy dog. Come here, Lucy. Here is our pooch. This is Lucy girl. This is Lucy Arnaz Guzman. And she's going to help me say goodbye to everyone because this is our last video for a while. Because now, after you see this video and you draw the pharaoh and color it in, go ahead and find me on YouTube, Mr. Guzman's Art Studio. Post the picture up. You can also do that on Class Dojo. There's also a Williams Elementary Facebook page where you can put your drawings, okay? I've put my email address on there, so no worries there. But from me and all of Williams School and Lucy Arnaz Guzman, we miss you. We love you. And stay safe. Enjoy your summer. Enjoy yourself. I can't wait to be back there at Williams to hang out with you in just a few months. So enjoy your summer. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.